So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Good Guys Wear Black, 1978. This is going to be another Australian-made recommendation. I'm not sure if it was Karate Man or Adrian, but I'll lean towards Karate Man since it's a martial arts action movie, which is right up Karate Man's alley. Although it could have been Adrian, because they were both in the same chat room at the same time. Probably the topic of Chuck Norris came up, and one of them said, "Oh, good guys wear black." Anyways, I'm going to run into more of that confusion there on the bottom of my Netflix queue. Like the last half or so is nothing but Karate Man recommendations mixed with Adrian mentions. So when that moves up to the top, I'm going to have a hard time figuring out which one's which, especially the Dolph Lundgren stuff. But I'll try my best to make an educated guess as I'm doing now. All right. I'm giving this 5 out of 5 stars. I love this flick. It's Chuck Norris's second feature film, or second film where he's the main feature, I should say. And I haven't seen Breaker, but Chuck Norris said this was his breakthrough film. He was in a couple of Bruce Lee movies prior to that, but he only had cameos. Enter the Dragon, of course, and I forget the other one that he was in. But it's one where they're fighting in the Coliseum. That's a great karate match. Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris. He's got hairy chest going here. You don't see the karate moves. He's hitting on Ann Archer, but she ends up dying. Ann Archer was in Clear and Present Danger and Fatal Attraction. She's a big name actress, Ann Archer. She got her start in this Chuck Norris flick. There's also a familiar face from Delta Force 3, right? This one is like the opposite of Delta Force 3. Chuck Norris is an anti-war, anti-government dude. He used to work for the CIA, and he got jaded, kind of like that guy in what was that movie that I just saw? It was another Karate Man recommendation. It was I just saw it and I already forgot the name. Horrible. I'm getting bad. It was called Nemesis. Why do I always forget that name? So it's kind of got the Nemesis theme going. He's working for the CIA thinking that he's going to rescue a bunch of POWs who are also CIA. But turns out the slimy Secretary of State wannabe guy, the negotiator with the North Vietnamese, the U.S. negotiator, he cut a deal with them, and he won't tell the press what it is, but he's kind of, he's doing the Washington speak to the press, talking out of both sides of his mouth kind of thing. And what he's doing is sending Chuck Norris and his gang CIA kooks. Did I say kooks? I mean, spooks. Man, I'm having a rough day with words today. Nemesis and spooks. CIA spook gang. Chuck Norris. They're so the deal is there's the Black Tigers, which is the CIA spook gang. They're supposed to be executed, and then the North Vietnamese will release the CIA POWs in exchange. Some kind of weird arrangement. Hard to believe that it would actually go through, but there's a lot of skepticism of government in this one. After Watergate, people don't trust government. You wouldn't buy a car from Tricky Dick, would you? Anyways, pretty cool. Lots of government corruption and immoral stuff going on. Executing government employees in exchange for political or military prisoners. Kind of a shady deal. But the guy's all set to become Secretary of State 5 years later. I guess this was towards the end of the Vietnam War when they were doing this shady deal in Washington. And the belly of the beast. And so Chuck Norris finds out that he's going to die, and he tries to warn the other guys that they're going to die. But then getting shot. There's a scene in Squaw Valley, which I actually had a date there. I went up that gondola thing with the Chinese gal, much younger than I was. And she just wanted me to drive her to Squaw Valley. That was the only purpose of our date, pretty much. And anyways, Naked HD XYZ is back. They just don't stop. It's spam bots here. So, so Ann Archer is posing as a reporter. Chuck Norris is a history professor. He says the Vietnam was useless, which is pretty spot on. It's kind of surprising. I don't think he'd say that in the 80s when he was doing Cannon flicks. So he must have changed his political tone quite a bit since the 70s. But anyways, he's telling his students that the Vietnam War was a big waste of time. And he's got a little car racing hobby on the side. He just happens to know Kung Fu, just like Don the Dragon Wilson movie. Oh yeah, that's Don the Dragon Wilson. He knows Kung Fu in every single movie, so we'll just assume that he learned it somehow. All right. So he gets attacked at the airport. He starts showing off his Kung Fu moves. The prospective Secretary of State is being blackmailed into killing off the living members. They managed to survive for 3 weeks in the jungle after no chopper came for them. It's all a very dark scene in the beginning, and then you don't know what's going on. It cuts over to the next scene. You got to wait until further down in the movie to realize what the heck's going on here. It's got Dana Andrews as the corrupt government G-Man. It was his last film, Dana Andrews. And he's kind of washed up old man. He was the one who talked to to Chuck Norris's girlfriend. She tries to leave for Washington to help out Chuck Norris, and the plane explodes. That was a pretty cool explosion. There were some decent explosions in the beginning, and it's got the wah-wah kind of pedal guitar, wah-wah pedal guitar, the groovy soundtrack in the beginning and the end. So it was a fun flick. It kind of struck me as like a television movie, but and it's rated PG, so you're not going to see Ann Anders get naked. It's all off camera for sex scenes with Chuck Norris. But anyways, it was decent. I enjoyed it. Thanks for the mention or recommendation or whatever it was. I don't even remember what's going on in that chat room. It takes me so long to get to my list because I was working 2 jobs at the time. Now I'm down to 1 job. I'm trying to catch up here. Give me some credit. I'll take a little nappy poo, and then I'll watch now I'm having trouble remembering the next flick that I'm going to watch. Boy. This thing is so long. It's got everything that I ever had on my list here. Okay. Sidekicks. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Of course, Sidekicks. And the Netflix queue, I'm trying to pull it up to see what's coming in the mail later today. Maybe I'll watch some of that. If I don't finish Sidekicks, that will be my next movie. Not Sidekicks, but my Netflix DVDs. And I'm waiting. It's pulling up like 1,000 discs here. It's taking forever. Oh, here we go. So Jour de Fit, pardon my French, I'm waiting for the replacement shipment. And I don't know when I'll get it in the mail. But I won't get Julius Caesar till tomorrow. I stand corrected. So I will get around to finishing Sidekicks probably today. And just around the corner. Shirley Temple, rated G, 1938. Where did that come from? I wasn't expecting that one, but I won't get that one until Friday. So that's what's coming up on Netflix. I guess they can't send it fast enough to keep up with my list. So hopefully I'll get caught up on my list. And I'll check out Sidekicks after I take a little nappy poo. Almost done with my laundry, about halfway done. I took care of my stock sale, although I probably got a little bit more to sell. Could keep checking that. for the for the stock sale to tide me over into next week. So that should hit my bank account in a few days, maybe Friday or Monday. We'll see. Then I can pay my Aflac accident policy that I canceled and I'm trying to get reinstated. I'm going to pay 4 months of premium to catch up. And the other two things, my long-term disability, I keep trying to reach out to the disability agent. She's not responding. My legal insurance hasn't been switched to inactive by my former employer yet. Same thing with my retirement account. So I can't do anything with rollover or conversion on any of those. Probably not until next month. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks. But I did file the wage claim against my former employer. So hopefully I can get a court date pretty soon. And a settlement too. That would be nice. I could use about 20 grand right now. But $5,000 would be nice too. We'll see how that goes. So I took care of a lot of stuff yesterday. I went to the library. I got all my groceries. Got gas in my car. Doing laundry. Catching up on movie reviews. I'm being very productive in my personal life. And I'm trying to figure out where to pick up my son tomorrow. So lots of stuff going on, even though I got 2 days off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Laters.